Amazing. Do you wear a hoodie to the gym?
Sometimes.
You play music?
Yep.
Really? Have you ever tried to work out without the music?
Yep.
And how did that go?
I can't lift as much.
And what?
I can't lift as much, I think, when I don't have music.
When you don't have the music?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I can't work out with the music. I need to have it quiet so I can be like right there, and then you work out better. They have music playing in the building though, but that's not good enough, huh? That's amazing. That's Joel. James fired him.
Bathrooms are back to the left.
Are we on?
Yeah.
All right, welcome to church. No cell phones and all that good stuff. All right, welcome to church. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you for being with me. You can go to our chat line and I can answer your questions and comments as we move forward here. And good morning, everybody, again.
Good morning.
All right, a lot of stuff to just to talk about today. Anybody here for the first time? Wow, amazing. Any questions? What's your first name?
Lauren.
Lauren, how did you hear about us? Take the mic for me.
Politicon.
Oh, really? That was good, huh?
It was incredible. I saw you there for the last 2 years.
Is that what now?
I think I've seen you there for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Any question for me?
Not off the top of my mind, no.
Oh, okay. Did you say you're here? Right, pass it down to him, please. What's your first name?
Leo.
How did you hear about us?
YouTube.
Any questions for me?
Yeah,
I'm glad everybody's here the first time, folks, too. Yeah.
I still stay with my family or my parents.
How old are you?
24.
What?
I know.
Beta.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
I'm still trying to figure it
You
out
have
too.
ADHD? At 24, you're still living at home?
Yeah, it's pretty miserable.
Why?
I think it was, I would say the mother, maybe? Or the way
The mother
I grew up.
in you? You said the mother in you?
Yeah, maybe. In other words.
When do you plan to move?
25.
Of course.
Yeah.
Wow, what does that feel like to be at home at 24?
Terrible.
It does, I bet.
As a man.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Do you date?
No. I mean, like, have I dated recently? No, but, you know.
Have you dated since being 24? Living
No.
at home with your parents?
No. Just like, you know, like hit and runs.
What?
Like, you know, like hookups.
Hookups? Do you hook up at home?
No.
Do they know you live with your parents?
No.
Oh, I don't blame you. Don't tell them.
I wouldn't.
I don't think a woman would want a man that lives at home with her parents.
Yeah.
Are you waiting for a woman to come and marry you and take you away? Is that what you're waiting for?
Oh, no.
No?
Yeah.
Why, are you working?
Yeah.
You get two, how many jobs you have?
Just one.
Get another job and move. All right?
Yeah.
Are you afraid to move?
No.
Will you sure?
Yeah.
Will they let you move?
They'd say no. I think if they had a choice, they'd probably say no.
They'll say no? Your father too?
No. My father would say, yeah, get out.
Your father wants you out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
But the mama won't let you?
I don't think so. She would say, like, you got to be secure, which I can understand, like, financially and stuff.
No,
But-
don't understand that. That's not good. You don't want to be comfortable in life.
Right. And that's
You
what I'm
need the
figuring out now.
challenges to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have a question for me?
Yeah, so since I'm still staying with my parents, I have a younger brother, and, you know, been watching your videos for a while, you know, how the mother...
Speak up a little bit louder for me.
Since I stay with my parents still, I have a younger brother,
Right.
and he's 13. After watching your videos, seeing how the mother can stop your growth,
Yeah.
I see that still happening, or she's doing that with my younger brother,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing the effects of what that is as 24.
Yeah.
And I want to stop that. I try to tell her, but she doesn't change.
Right.
So and my father's still in the house. I try to tell him too, but what's something I can do to make
What
sure
does your father say when you tell him?
It's kind of more like, I know.
I know.
It's like
He's like, I know, but I can't do anything about it.
yeah, it's like I try to, like, if I think that she's babying him, my
Yeah.
younger brother,
Yeah.
I'll tell my dad, and it just kind of, no, I don't even know if he knows how to,
Right.
because his dad wasn't
Yeah.
there when he was young too.
So your question is what?
Like, what do I do to kind of stop that so my younger brother doesn't
Become an example so your brother can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you move out, work hard, work 2 jobs if you have to, get your own place,
Mm-hmm.
save your money, start living right, and your brother will see that and he'll follow after you. Because little brothers tend to look up to big brothers.
Yeah.
And so if he see you doing it, he would do it too. So become an example for him. Don't live at home at 24 because you can't tell him anything if you're still living at home.
Right.
Especially at 24.
Yeah.
And then stop the hookups. What does hookup mean? As if I didn't know. Wait until you get married, no more hookups.
Yeah.
All right? So move out, set an example for your little brother.
Okay.
And he will move out when it's time.
All right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
And the first one's over here, the first time. Oh, right here, you too? Oh, okay. Pass the mic over here for me.
Thank you. Hi.
I'm glad. How'd you find us?
Actually, I'm here with my sister. I don't really know what's happening here.
You're in trouble.
Great.
So you don't know anything about us?
Not that much, to be honest, but I'm open.
Oh, okay. Well, stay open. We got a lot to share with you.
Cool.
All right. Is this your first time?
Yeah, it is my first time.
Oh, good. What's your first name?
Eva?
Eva, any question or anything you want to ask me?
Let me think.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Would you ever date a man that lives with his parents at 25?
It depends, I'm from Germany, so I used to live here, but I feel like the price in LA, it's really hard to really live in LA nowadays because the rent's so high.
Right.
So I went to college here, and the men have 3 jobs, but they still can't really afford a place to stay. So what do you feel like most men can do to really change this? Because it is expensive here.
Yeah.
And in Germany, it's different regulated, so almost everyone can get an apartment for cheap. So everyone moves out at 20. So most of the guys are gone with 18.
Right.
But here, I meet them, they're 30, and so still with my mom.
Yeah, they're beta males here. What I recommend for them is that they grow up and then we start voting out the wrong people in the office, especially here in California, so we can vote in the right people and we'll stop paying all this money for illegal aliens and abortions and government stuff for folks. But we got to vote in the right people.
Well, who's right?
What's right?
Who's right?
Who's right?
Yeah.
Those that put the state before themselves, that would do right for the people, realize that they work for the people. And so right now, it's controlled by Democrats right now, and they don't realize that they're working for us. They have been convinced that we work for them, so they're wasting our money. We got to change that.
Yeah, and there are also many homeless here. So
Yeah.
That has to be changed too.
Homeless people everywhere. And so if we can vote in the right people, that would change. That's why I'm not really in favor of people moving from California, because if you move away, those same people are going to move to wherever you are, and they're going to change those cities too. At some point, you have to fight back.
Yeah.
So, well, are you just here visiting right now?
I used to live here for
Right.
2 years. I went to college, and now I'm here for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Yeah, right in front of you. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jesse.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
No man is good. All is well.
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Arjun.
How did you hear about us?
Savage Moments. They get a job.
Oh, yeah, those
Makes
are
the
great,
Savage
huh?
Moments. Yeah, they're amazing.
Man, I hate watching myself, but I watch Savage Moment.
Yeah.
And I'm cracking up the whole
It's
time.
good because it's like you get something to, oh, wow, this is like different from
Yeah.
what people are saying, right? And
Yeah.
then I said, okay, I'm going to listen more what he's saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I found out about it.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Any questions for me
too.
or anything?
Yeah, I have two questions actually for
Yeah.
you. The first one is, I think I know the answer, but I want to run it by you.
Okay.
Because you say that if, in order to return to God, you want to go through the Father,
Yes.
the earthly Father, right?
Right.
Even if they're pathetic, weak, beta examples of it.
Yes.
My question is, how do you do that if they're weak, pathetic examples?
Good question. Don't resent him.
Right, okay.
Don't
what I
have
thought.
any anger toward your earthly father at all.
Yeah,
And you can be honest with him. You don't have to go drinking with him and all that, right? But just don't resent him. And if you don't resent him, then you love him. And love is not something you feel, right?
Yeah.
But you love your earthly father, and through him, you go back to God. You
Okay.
can, find God.
so when I talked to him and I told him, like, when I forgave him that I want to tell you the truth now from now on.
Yeah.
So, but in telling him the truth about him or me or whatever, he will get angry at it, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I used to, when he would get angry, I would sort of like cower down and like go into a withdrawal kind of
Yeah.
thing.
The beta mode.
Yeah. but now I just kind of see it happening and I think, oh, that's interesting,
Right.
sort of thing, right?
That's right.
So, but it's still a little tricky because I feel like I'm sad that he doesn't understand.
Right.
Like I can see now more where he's coming from. Like he's had
Yes.
a hard life. He's had, a lot of challenges and that sort of thing.
And he's never had anyone to love him, meaning that to understand that he's in a fallen state, he can't help it
Yeah.
and not judge him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So it's getting there on that. The second question is, have you been to seminary before?
Have I gone to one?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
I don't know. So I'll give you background. So I go to a church up in Alameda. We live in San Francisco. This is my sister and my mom.
Oh, hey, sister and mom.
We came down from San Francisco. So I go to a church there. I think it's a Baptist church. And I shared some of your videos, some of your church videos.
Yes,
And they said that you were a fake Christian who was misleading people.
right.
And he said one of the reasons was that he asked people, like pastors or whoever, that about you, and they said that you never went to seminary.
No.
So I don't know.
Oh, you mean like one of those preacher schools?
I don't know what it is. I just
No.
wanted to ask you about it.
It's so dumb. I would never listen to a person who went to a preacher school.
Oh, okay.
Because just think about this. If God called you to do something, why can't he prepare you? He's God,
Yeah.
right? And how does a physical teacher know what God will have you do or say? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's a ripoff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's another way for those schools to make money. Because it's just not logical
Yeah.
at all. Tell him I said he's dumb.
Okay.
And to come on my radio show.
Yeah. I've been
What a
asking
fallen
him.
state.
I've been asking him. I'm waiting for some examples of like why you're wrong about something
Right.
or how you've lied, because that's what he's like accusing me
Yeah.
of, right?
Yeah. Have him to show you. Ask him when he
Yeah.
come on the show.
I told him to call your show.
And what did he say?
He said maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell him I said he's a beta.
I'll just send him the YouTube video so he'll
Yeah.
see it for himself.
But see, those people, they want you to believe that all what you need in life need to come from them, that they need to teach you. When God clearly said, let no man teach you, but the Holy Spirit will teach you all things. And that's why you have to return back to the kingdom of heaven within.
Yeah.
And in there, it's amazing. Everything you are, everything you want to know, everything you need to know is right with you already. It's not on the outside, it's on the inside.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here. You still
Yeah,
live
me
with your
too.
parents?
No, I moved out around a year ago.
How old are you?
26.
Oh, why it took so long?
Well, I didn't
Why
know.
not at 18?
I did. I went to college, and then when I came back from college, I moved out. I lived in my own apartment.
Oh,
And then I thought, oh man, I'm only like sleeping here, and then I'm at work all day, so might as well move home and save some money.
wow.
So,
Beta.
so I did that. I moved in with my dad first for like a year. So my parents are divorced, right? So,
Right.
They live in different places. So I lived there for a year, and I saw that that was not working at all.
Yeah.
So then I moved out, and I moved to my mom's place. And then, well, she wasn't there, so they went to Sweden for a year.
Oh, okay.
So I was living there by myself, but I still saw that, like, it wasn't really working.
Good, man.
Because there was, you know, the assignment I did in 4th grade, and, I don't know, pictures from when I was young, so I still felt like a baby. So, yeah.
Amazing.
So I was like I guess I knew it, but then when you said it, I was like, oh, yep,
Yeah.
that's the message.
Yeah, save your money
Yeah.
and buy yourself an apartment building or something.
Yeah.
Rent it out. One thing will lead to another.
Yeah.
But you need those challenges in order to grow up. And that's how you discover your relationship with God, too, because you can tell if you really trust Him or not rather than trusting someone else. Mm-hmm. Good, man.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here, man.
Oh, I'm glad
it's
you're
fun.
here.
Yeah.
Are you doing hookups, too?
No. No, I stopped that. I used to have like a lot of problems. I used to be addicted to sex and porn and masturbation and stuff.
Well, don't say masturbation. The ladies
Oh,
are
really?
here.
Oh.
But no, I understand.
To M.
Yeah. And you're overcoming all that.
Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I am, yeah. every
Yeah,
day.
stay with it. No matter what happens, stay with it.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to need the mind of God to guide you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna
I
be
missed it one morning and everything went wrong that day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
realized, yep, I gotta,
Good, man.
gotta do it. All
Well,
right.
I'm glad you're here.
I'll pass the mic.
Yeah. This your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Oh, good. So any questions about anything?
I
What's
do.
your first name?
Annie.
Annie.
Yeah, I do have a question. I guess the biggest thing that's going on in my life right now is that I'm applying to college. And I'm deciding whether I should go next year or not, or whether I should take a gap year.
Right.
And one thing I think you said it in one of your shows that like deep inside, like all of us, we know the answer
Yes.
to like questions that we ask, which I
Yes.
really thought was interesting because I've noticed that throughout my life. Like whenever I've done big things, like I've always known what I really want to do, but for some reason I like overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
So with this process, I've done the same thing where I like applied to so many schools. I was like, okay, I'm going to open as many doors for myself as possible, but I can't seem to close them. And then I'm just torn between all these doors and I don't know where
Right.
to go through.
Yeah.
So, but then I'm like, okay, should I not go to any college at all? Should I just take a gap year and like do something? But I don't know. Do you have any advice on that?
What do you want to do? Do you want to take off for a year and work and kind of see where it happens after that?
I don't know. I kind of want to do everything. I wish I could live like 5 lives. I wish I could take a year off and work, and I wish I could go to college right away, and I wish I could do something completely different and maybe just go to another abroad program or learn and travel, and I don't know.
Well, here's what I recommend. If you don't know what to do, do nothing.
Do nothing?
Right. Just finish
good.
high school, and by the time you're done with high school, you will see the next thing to do.
Yeah.
So if you don't know right now, don't make a decision.
It
It'll be
just-
the wrong
yeah.
decision.
It just sucks because they make you decide before May 1st.
They do?
So then,
Well,
yeah.
that's fine. If you're not ready to decide, don't let anyone force you to make a decision. Life itself will show you what to do.
Sounds good.
A lot of people, when they don't know what to do, they'll make up stuff, and it always turns out to be wrong. So just wait and see. If you don't know what to do, wait and see.
Okay,
And so
sounds
if
good.
May 1st should pass and you haven't registered or whatever they want, that shows that it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. So let it go.
Cool. Thank
Just
you.
wait and see, yeah.
Okay, I'll pass the mic.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm a mom. Do you
How do
hear me on
feel-
this?
How do you feel here that your daughter is not sure about college yet?
Oh, I'm perfectly all right with that
Oh,
because I
good.
think you're right. You should really think about what you want to do. She
Yeah.
actually said a week ago, she said, Mom, I don't really want to go to college. I just want to dance next year.
Well, just dance. That's what
She
Joel
loves
did.
dancing.
And he has to stop dancing. Now he has a dance company. Yeah. You see what to do. Do what you want to do. Go ahead.
No, so I appreciate very much that I have 2 very wise children,
Yeah.
and Arjun has become wiser than I ever will be, I think. So he has taught me some on how to really calm down and think about things.
Right on.
And I started doing the silent prayer too.
Oh, right on.
And I think me growing up, it was that kind of environment. You just did things. You just ran. And then finally, you end up in a place, it's like, oops, this
Yep.
is not really where I wanted to be.
Yep.
But by then it's a little late, so you have to transfer over to something different when you're older.
That's right. That's why parents should not be making decisions for their children.
No,
When
they never
grow-
did,
when
actually.
they
My
grow up,
parents
they'll
never
make their
did.
own decisions. They'll see what to
Yeah,
do.
but I just thought I had to do certain things. No, I was
Yeah.
never told what to do, actually.
Good.
And I grew up in Sweden, so I lived half my life here.
Yeah.
So I emigrated when I was 20. First I studied when I was 24, 25 here, and then I just moved here afterwards.
So you live you live in the USA now?
Yes,
How do you like it?
I've always loved it, but we live in San Francisco, and
Oh, yeah.
now I drive around thinking,
It's a
I don't want
mess
to
up
live
there.
here anymore.
I don't blame you.
It is
a
much
mess.
nicer in LA, actually.
Yeah, but it's a pretty city, but
It is, but it's the climate, and I've been fighting in the school system to try to help the public school students to be able to do algebra in 8th grade that
Yeah.
the Board of Education removed, and with a group for 5 years, a very diverse group, but it's useless.
I
They
bet.
call you a racist if you want the public school students to be taught algebra in 8th grade. It's
I know.
very foreign.
no,
Yeah.
they hate the kids. It's amazing. Any
So-
questions for me?
No, not really. Not
I'm glad
right now.
you're here.
Thank
If something pop up, just let me know, and I'll come back to you too.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Right
I'm
here.
very happy too.
This is your first time, right?
Yep. Percent.
What's your first name?
Matt.
Matt, welcome.
Thank you.
Any questions for me?
None right now.
How did you hear about us?
This gentleman right here shared a video with me about 6 or 7 months ago.
Right.
Been watching your show and church and all that. So
When he first showed you the video, did you go, what the?
yeah, actually, we were talking about that. I kind of thought it was you're just trolling people, kind of just for jokes.
Right.
And it was the get a job video too. Was the first introduction. So
Right.
But then it was looked a little deeper and saw the truth in what you were saying, and it was great.
You live on your own?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Any questions for me?
Not right now. No.
right.
Just here for fun.
How you doing, sir? This your first time?
Me?
Uh-huh.
No, I came for the first time a couple months ago.
Oh,
It's
okay.
my first time back.
All right. Well, welcome back. Any questions?
I'm good right now.
Anybody else here for the first time? Oh, first timers here. If you have any questions about it, let me know, all right? Esteban pushed Joel around at times. Esteban like the little brother and Joel like the big brother, and the little brother already harassing the big one. Hi, what's your first name?
Megan,
Megan, welcome. How did you hear about us?
my boyfriend.
You what?
My boyfriend.
Oh, good. Any questions for me?
No, not in particular.
Anything you disagree with?
I'm pretty open to all opinions.
Right on. Do you live with your boyfriend?
I do.
Beta. And why?
Because I moved from Toronto.
And they didn't
To
have.
San Diego.
You moved from Canada to here,
Yeah.
and you can find extra apartments. His apartment was the only one in the whole country. You like living with him?
I do.
You do? And why?
I don't know. I love our place. We've kind of made it our home.
Amazing.
We have
And,
2 dogs.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Any questions for me?
No, none in
All
particular.
right. And this your first time?
It's me, G.
Oh, gee. I
Yeah.
thought you lost weight and stuff.
Yeah.
You living with your girlfriend? I didn't know this was a
I'm
G.
prayed up. Come at me.
John, you knew this was G? You recognize? Where you been, G?
I'm here now.
That's amazing. How did you lose so much weight?
I don't even know. Just
So you letting your girlfriend live with you?
yeah.
And why?
I'm gonna marry her anyway. So, but then I stay prayed up, so it kind of balances out.
I stay prayed up.
You know what I'm saying? I'll stay
He
prayed
like,
up. So,
Lord, we're about to go to bed. Help me, Lord. Help me not to do anything here. Lord, like, all right. Amazing.
Honestly, I was like, I knew, you know, that perspective, like your perspective and the Bond perspective.
Right.
But I felt like to get her, I'd had to kind of like jump into that to pull her out of it real quick. You know what I'm saying?
You have to jump into what?
To hell.
I don't understand.
You know, like like I wasn't really. I don't know. I just feel like if I go into that, I would be able to get her because I liked her. I didn't want to show up to the first day with a Bible and Bond videos and be like, we can't have sex.
You said
I wouldn't
you
get
felt
her.
like you needed to go into hell to get her?
Yeah, and then pull her out of it.
That's amazing. Did you know he went into hell to get you? You didn't know? He wanted to go into hell and get you and bring you out. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
You thought he came from Canada, huh? But you came from hell.
Well, not hell, but you know, like all that.
But you couldn't date her without going to hell?
I did for a while, and then when I was like, you know.
We lived long distance a while.
Right.
Yeah, we stayed a long time, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna marry her anyway. So
why
to
did
me,
you,
when,
why
when
did you
we,
marry her then before you let her move in? You could have gone down to the courthouse or anywhere.
It's almost like too soon for like, for like her family and all her friends and everyone else, you know. But to me, in my mind, you remember when you did the interview with those Israelites, those black guys, and he was like, I have sex with her, she's my wife.
Right.
So I felt like after we had sex, she was already my wife.
Amazing.
Really? It's like, what do we just say? So what's the difference when you get married?
Do what you want, of course. I can't, you know.
Right.
But you're making a mistake.
But I just don't see
you're
how.
supposed to do right about her. And if you like her that much, you could have easily got married, have a big reception later and all that kind of stuff. But the man is supposed to lead the woman by being an example, and you're not being an example for her. That's just the reality. The reality is you should marry her if you like her that much, and do it the right way, and that way God can bless you and help you out. But the way you've done it, it's going to be hell for you.
So what do you suggest? I just marry her tomorrow then?
If you're going to live with her, you love her?
I'm going to live with her.
Do you plan on being with her?
Yeah, and having kids and all that.
Yeah, if you're going to be with her, I suggest you go downtown and have a quick wedding, you know, get married.
Yeah, that's what I was already planning anyways, but I
Yeah.
just want to talk to her dad first real quick.
Right. But there's nothing to talk to her father about now. You already got her. And you've done everything you could do to her.
But just out of respect.
But you're showing no respect now.
I set myself up.
Why
I'm
you
sweating. That's the one thing I did not want to be on YouTube looking like a fool. But it is what it
Why are you acting like this? This is not like you.
How am
You
I
know
acting?
right from wrong. You smoke pot?
Not today.
Wow.
Not before church.
I'm sorry?
Not before church.
Oh. But you are smoking pot still?
Yes.
You know, I got to move on, but I got to say, G, you know right from wrong, you're going to suffer. It's best not to know and do wrong than to know and do wrong. Really, you know what you're doing, and you're going to pay a price.
I do know.
Yeah, I know you know. And I recommend you ask God, to, you know, go and repent to God and do right by this young lady. You know, because if you realize you're wrong and you just do it right, it'll be fine. But if you keep lying to yourself and doing wrong, it's not going to work out for you. It's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
Because you know what's right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you owe her an apology.
All right.
You know.
She be convincing me too, though.
She be convincing
But that's
you?
weakness, though.
Still, yeah, that's a beta male.
Yeah.
And stay off the pot, man. So you can think straight.
That's right.
That makes sense?
Yep.
All right. I'm glad to see you, G.
Me too.
Wow.
Glad to see you.
You have yourself a halfway good man. He used to be all the way good, but I haven't seen him in a long time, and something happened along the way. And he went, no wonder I haven't seen you. You've been down in hell busy.
I just came to see what you guys were talking about.
Well, I'm glad you're here, G. But do the right thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll pay off. Do the right thing. You got to be right. You got to have faith, but you got to do the right thing. All right? And it'll work out. I'm glad to see you. All right. Anybody else here for the first time? No? So, my biblical question. Oh, James, you have something?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, the first super chat is, what is sex before marriage?
What do you mean? What is sex before marriage? After they smoke pot.
Are you saying no intercourse or no anything?
No anything.
Okay.
One thing leads to another one. I have never heard anybody ask me what is sex before marriage.
What about kissing?
But thank you for the stop kissing, Dalai. It leads to something else.
Adrian asks, does everything happen for a reason? Is there such a thing as God's plan, quote unquote?
God's plan is that those who want to return to Him. There's cause and effect for everything, but I don't know what they mean if everything happened for a reason. A lot of things don't need to happen. So no.
After you've forgiven your parents, is that when you're truly saved?
Once you overcome that anger, totally realize you're wrong, then you shall be saved.
Okay, cool.
That's it. All right. Thanks for the super chats too. I had a biblical question. I'm gonna move a little fast today because there's so much I want to cover. I want to know. I had a biblical question this past week. Do you discriminate? How many people discriminate? How many discriminate against other people? Oh, good. And how many don't discriminate against other people? And some of you are just on earth and don't know why. Because some of you didn't raise your head about anything. So you discriminate against other people? How? The young lady in the back, yeah, in the back. How do you discriminate against other people?
Well, last weekend, I thought I didn't, but when I started hearing what discrimination is,
Yeah.
I just thought to myself, yeah, I do every day.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot of people are afraid to say that they discriminate against other people. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
And why is that fear there? Because everybody discriminates.
Because you're afraid.
Of what?
Of other people judging you, why you're discriminating.
But the people that will be judging you for doing it are discriminating themselves.
That's true.
Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Have y'all noticed that? Everybody discriminates. But then they make you afraid to do it or say it, but you have no other choice for that. Like I wouldn't, if I needed an employee, I wouldn't hire anyone and their name is, yeah, eat money or big money. Or I would know that's trouble. You have to discriminate. You can't help it, really. So, yes, sir.
But shouldn't you doubt that thought of e-money equals bad employee?
Oh, hold on for 1 minute. Good question.
Shouldn't you doubt that thought or that discrimination that e-money means a bad employee or what have you?
No, I mean, I wouldn't go by thoughts on it. I just know that with those weird names, they're trying to get away from the white people. They don't like white people, so they make up these names.
But aren't you believing a thought at that point?
I'm sorry?
Aren't you believing a thought at that point?
No, that's a reality that I have to know about. Yeah. That's a good question. No, it's not. But even if it was a thought, I still wouldn't hire e-money. You know, 'cause it's hard enough working with people, and you don't want to bring someone in knowing that it'll end up being a situation. All right? And I want to talk to you, too, about, there's so much. Did you hear that Chicago has its first black lesbian mayor? Isn't that amazing? What do you think about that? They hired a black lesbian mayor of Chicago.
I didn't hear that. That's amazing.
You think that should happen?
I don't think it should or shouldn't. That's not.
Would you vote for a lesbian?
Probably not.
And then there's a man, a white male, that's a out homosexual who's running for president. Is he running or thinking about it, James?
He's running.
He's running for president. Would you vote for him?
No.
Why not?
Well, I just don't agree with his policies, really.
Right.
Well, and he says he's a Christian and he's gay, so that's kind of a.
Yeah, you can't be Christian and gay. Not unless you, not a radical one. You may be stuck in that lifestyle and want to get out, but you can't think of it as being good. The reason for it, I'm concerned about this because most people have been brainwashed. The good folks have been brainwashed, and the reason they brainwash you so that they can get power and wealth over you. Now that they are made, most people accept wrong as right. Look at the kind of people that are getting into government now. And when you think about it, these people are going to be making laws. And those laws are going to go against males, especially white males, straight males, and against Christians. They're going to make you bake gay cakes and all kind of stuff. And if you don't do it, they're going to punish you for it. Because they're now ruling over us. In the good old days, America is a Christian nation. And normally we lead the way. But now it's switched around where evil is leading the way. And if we allow this to happen, we're all going to suffer for it. I'm telling you, it's going to be very, very bad. Because they're not going to like your morality. They're going to want to destroy it. Come right here with the mic. And I want you to be aware of this. This is not good, folks, at all. You already have to bake a gay cake. And after a while, they're going to make you eat the gay cake. I'm telling you, it is not good. We got to take back our country and lead it the right way. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to add that we were watching a video about subversion. What is subversion? You know what subversion is?
No.
So there was a old KGB agent describing what subversion is, and kind of to the point of having a gay mayor in Chicago.
Yeah.
For example, he's saying that's part of the process of misleading people when they're going the wrong way. Like the KGBs, they used to just let them go that way.
Right.
And pass all the laws and sort of safe space zones. So the goal is to make the entire country a safe space, which is really a censorship sort of area. So if you say things that are not allowed, then you get called racist or kicked out of society, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that I think that I didn't realize before was that the radical people, the very radical people that are pushing all the changes, at the end of the day, when all the laws are passed and people can come in and, they who are doing it, they can come in and take over the country, then all those people are going to be eliminated.
Yes.
Because they don't need, their job is done, right? They don't need any more radicalization and people fighting for their rights. They just want the people that go to work and want to have their lives, that don't do any other crazy stuff, right? So
It's crazy, man, what's happening. It's so evil what's happening. Let me tell you, young lady right behind you, you're absolutely right, man. Yes.
I was wondering, because isn't it more important what policies they have instead of being black or lesbian or whatever? I mean, it could be a black lesbian Republican, but with policies you would maybe agree with more.
Right, but a person who lacked moral values would never have the policies that a person with value believe in. They're not going to go for it. Because unless you repent and return to God, or unless you were raised in the right way, you don't like those values. And once you get in, you're never going to agree with them. It's just, they're not going to have the same values. It can't work that way. It's just impossible. Good and evil will not get along. And our battle is a spiritual battle between right and wrong, good and evil. And that's why God gave his children the authority over evil. We really have the power over evil. It's just that most people don't know it, so they don't stand up so it can develop and work in them. But we have authority over evil. Because the evil people are never going to agree with you.
Oh, how can you describe evil? How do you know someone would be evil?
This radical black lesbian.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't meet her. Maybe she's cool, but...
She's not cool. I can think of many words. Cool is not one. And it's not the fact that she's a lesbian, but it's the fact that she accepted as being good. It's not like something, because we all come from a fallen state at some point, right? But in that state, we know we're wrong, and we like to overcome it. We don't stay in that state and promote it as good.
Oh, okay.
And so she is promoted as good. And because of that, she's radical, she's no good.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't trust it. I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It would depend on the
No,
policies,
she's
though.
rough. She got an afro.
It's not her fault.
That she has an afro?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, she needed a Amerifro. She could straighten it out or something. But she's hardcore.
No.
Let me take this hand first. Do y'all understand that when people accept evil as good, they never gonna agree with you? I'm telling you, they're not gonna agree with you. They may try to sound like you, they may try to sound like they love you, like they care for all people. That is to seduce you. You know how when a man want to get with a woman, he knows how to seduce her because he is a woman, so he tell her everything she need to hear. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, but you're so beautiful. Oh, okay, come on. It's all lies. She doesn't really believe it, but he says it, and she's been seduced, and she doesn't realize it. Evil has been seducing the country over years, and so many people have fallen for it. So that's what's going on. It's not about the color. It's not about male or female. It's the God that you serve. And that's I just don't know what to say. It's bad right now. It's really bad. This man should not have even the nerve to say he's going to run for president. But he's a homosexual saying that I'm running for president. Like he believes people are going to vote for him. And the unfortunate thing, a lot of young people will, because they've been brainwashed. Yes, Kent.
So you're seeing all the stuff that's going on today, the level of intelligence that the evil has and the manipulation that it's been sort of deploying on America. How do we fight against it? And obviously, like within that, the whole Me Too campaign, and you see what's happening to Joe Biden, where they're literally just marking things to control their candidates and sort of the intelligence behind that. It's masterful if you're watching it, and you go, wow, evil's intelligent. It's not just evil, it's highly cunning, deceptive, at a level of sophistication that people cannot see that it's actually happening. So what's the you talk about the battle? Well, what battle are you talking about? How do we even fight something that's actually invisible?
That's a good question. You fight it by, first of all, waking up. You need to wake up so you can see it's a spiritual battle. It's not the physical. Because in that fallen state, you think it's the physical person, right? And it tells you don't want to hurt the physical person. You don't want to hurt the homosexuals. They've been depressed or something. Or the blacks, they've been depressed, or it gives you lies to keep you from fighting back. But when you wake up, you see beyond the physical, you see that it's a spiritual thing, and that this person is representing good or evil. And when you see that it's evil, you will have the courage to speak up and deal with it properly. And if you need to vote them out, you get them out. You would never agree with evil, and it doesn't matter how much they cry or complain or talk about slavery or Jim Crow or any of that stuff. You would see that it's all a setup in order to control you. But if you're in a fallen state, you can't see it as it is. That's why you gotta wake up and return to God. So you can clearly see that it's a spiritual battle. Either you're on the side of good or you're on the side of evil. I often hear black people say they're suffering because of slavery and Jim Crow. It's all lies. But they're able to deceive people to believe that it's because of slavery. And it has nothing to do with that at all. Or Jim Crow. It's all lies, but a lot of people are falling for it. Because the blacks scream so loud, or they yell, they call you racist, and they whatever, right? Anything to get you to give in to them. But if you don't give in to them, you can win over them. The Great White Hope is an example of that. He doesn't cave. So far, he fights. He doesn't care what you say, whatever. He stand up. He doesn't care what color you are, male or female. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. Even if you're his friend and you turn on him, he'll mention that too. And so he's fighting evil. And that's how we have to be. Otherwise, it's over for us, folks. We're like the little people now being controlled by the evil ones. It's crazy. That's another reason that they want everybody to go to college so they can brainwash you through the educational system. Really make you think you're smarter than what you are, you're not. Let me take the young lady here and then here. Cheryl, we had our first couple seminar yesterday. It was amazing. It was absolutely mind-blowing. Wasn't it good? Did you like it? Yeah.
Oh, great.
It was something else, huh?
Absolutely.
It was absolutely amazing. Go ahead.
Until people realize that all white people aren't bad and all black people or lesbians are good, they're still going to be fooled. Because
Yeah, that's why I want them to wake up.
yeah, because if you listen to like a conservative politician, they want good schools and everything that the blacks want, but because they're white, they're like, no.
Yeah.
And then they'll have some, like a gay lesbian mayor come in, and things are not going to change. It's going to get worse, probably.
It will.
And they still will not, and the person will come, I have a way to stop all the shootings. If it's a white person, forget about it.
Yeah.
Even, so it's like they don't want to, they're so into.
But I blame we the people.
I do too.
Because it's the voters who keep voting these people in. You're giving evil authority over you. You're like, okay, evil, I want you to run my life. I'll vote for you. That's why they don't even hide the fact that they're immoral now. We have a woman in there in New York who's living with her boyfriend. And everybody know about it, yet they voted for her. It doesn't make sense. You can't trust people that live together before marriage. They'll do anything. It can't be trusted, folks. You got to be right and do right. That's how life. And then if you be right and do right, have faith, your life will be amazing. Absolutely mind-blowing. It really will. I'm telling you, but you got to do it. But if you don't do right, if you're not right yourself, as God said, be perfect, you're going to catch hell in life. It's just going to, Satan can tell you all kind of stuff, and you believe it, it's not going to work. It's really not going to work. You got to do it the right way. And I got some things I want to read to you in a minute, but you got to do it right. You're absolutely right, Cheryl. You got to wake up, folks. Did you have your hand?
No, it's
Oh, okay. Did you have your hand? Yes.
I was wondering this yesterday, and it's off topic. Did you used to have an afro? And if you did, can we see a picture?
He know I had an afro.
No, I didn't.
You didn't know?
No.
Bring that shirt. Let me show them.
Oh, you did?
I had an afro. When I had my fro, they used to call me Sweetback. Did you know that? No. Oh. Why?
Yeah.
I think because it was a black actor named Sweetback. I had a major fro. Isn't that something?
Is that Jesse Jackson?
That's my afro. He used to have an afro too. Didn't you used to have an afro? Yeah. Daniel had a fro. Yes, sir. Oh, come with the microphone. That's your first time seeing the fro? Oh, yeah.
Just real
now
quick.
I have a mirror fro.
So just real quick, when you go down to the courthouse and then you sign, now you're married, does all of a sudden, just because you signed that, does something change spiritually?
No, when you go and you and your wife become one. We have a preacher bless the wedding. And during those vows, you're making promise to God that you're going to be faithful, you're going to be the man that you should be for her. That's when you're married. But likewise, as a child of God, you should follow the law of the land if the law is just. So you have to pay taxes to get married, you just have to pay it. You got to set that example. You're supposed to be that way. So even when you walk out of your home and people see your girlfriend coming out and yet you're playing Christian, they're not going to believe you. They're like, how are you a Christian? You're not even married. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be an example. Christ was an example for us. And your girlfriend needs you to be an example. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't believe you, G. Anyway, I'm going to deal with G later. I'm going to beat him up. So here's my, anything else? Okay, Frankie, you had your hand?
No, it passed.
Okay. I'm sorry?
It passed.
It passed?
Passed.
Oh, okay. Here's my, yes, James. Ooh, this is so good, and time going so fast.
Why does God need court paperwork to make marriage legitimate? It seems to benefit the state or the government.
God doesn't need that, but Caesar needs that. So give him what belongs to him. So give him what it belongs. All right?
One more.
Yeah.
I'm 35, live with my 75-year-old dad. I'm an artist and have my own business. Is it bad to live with him?
Beta. Yeah, it's bad. I don't understand why men don't want to grow up. What are you guys afraid of? When I mentioned this before, when I was growing up in Alabama, I was reminded at 18, you're out of here. I was like, really? And when you're young, you think, where am I going to go, And I used to ask my grandmother, well, where am I going? She's like, I don't know, and I don't care. You're out of here. And she had all that mama feeling for me, and at 18, baby, you could stay longer. And when I turned 18, I was out of there. It just all worked out. And I haven't looked back since. And believe me, moving from Alabama to here, I made some horrible mistakes and got into some bad stuff. But I'm grateful for that now. It caused me to grow up. I'm glad my parents didn't hold me back. Really. You're supposed to be the parents are supposed to be raising you, preparing you to leave home and go out into the world and grow up. Start your own family. And I've been working all my life, so I never had a problem with work. So I knew how to do that. Even when I was smoking pot, I would make sure I had my money, I'd buy some groceries, I'd pay the light bills and everything, the rent, and then Friday night I'd get high. But at least I woke up at home with some food in my refrigerator, right? Because you like to eat a lot when you smoke pot. Does pot still make you hungry? Does it still make you hungry?
I guess.
Does it make you hungry, G? Oh, yeah, it still makes you hungry. It's called the munchie, yeah. But you got to grow up and move away and grow up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Any man that's home after 18 is a woman.
One more.
Oh, okay.
Go fast. Is there a difference between discriminating and discerning?
You have to discern in order to discriminate. That way you do it in the right way. You have to see what you're doing. Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, this young lady right here, yeah. The rapper.
Yes. So the question I have is related to parenting. How do you balance not, having my will override his, and at the same time, give him the skill, the ability so he can eventually move out of the house?
Die from your ego so that God can work through you instead of you trying to force him to be a certain way. The way you think you want him to be, he would never become the way you think he should be. So, but if you love what's right with all your heart, soul, and might, you don't have that anger, he will work through you to raise your child. Because we don't raise children, it's God who raised them. We can't make a boy become a man or a girl become a woman. It's the Spirit that guides us that does that. We don't do that. All right? So drop the anger and then live right, do the right thing. And he would pattern after you. He would become a moral man. That makes sense? But
Yeah.
don't try to force him to be what you want him to be. That's the problem now. A lot of the mothers are trying to force their kids to be the way she wants them to be, and then they turn out being screwed up because they'll fight. They know that's wrong. The kids know it's wrong, so they try to fight against it. And then they become angry. That's when they lose. We're not supposed to impose ourselves upon anyone. We're supposed to just be. That's why you have to return to the Father. What are you thinking?
Just I get what you're saying, makes sense, but then think about like in the moment in that day. Like one of the things, like for example, turning in homeworks on time. Whether it's a public school, private school, or no school, I think it's just the act of building character, is being able to, in a job, they're going to expect you to deliver, and if you can be on time, that's an amazing ability to have.
Right.
And so when I see or I witness as a parent that my son is behaving in a way where he's not turning in the assignments on time, I know that that is a characteristic that could lead him down, just poor jobs, poor choices
Yeah.
in life. So from a parent perspective, like, I just want to shake him and be like, turn everything on time. But,
Amazing.
But I want it, I don't know, it's that balance where I want him to have that discovery for himself without it being me telling him, hey, you need to turn your assignments on time. I like for him to know in his heart that turning in assignments on time is a good thing to do.
Number one, you should be that example. And number two, if you have a problem with him, let his father know, and his father will deal with it. Because the real power is in the father, not in the mother. That's the reason the mothers try to use their will to make things happen.
Yeah.
Where fathers just say, hey, boy, you better do that homework. It's done.
Yeah, it's
He's like, oh, yeah, you're going to do it.
And actually, I've changed something drastically in my household, and because for the longest time we've been challenged with just just things not following through, and then I realized I'm the decision maker. Like when he's like, oh, can I have my phone? I say yes, or he has opportunity to negotiate with me, and I realize I'm a beta woman and I have emotions, and of course I'm gonna say yes. So I said, I no longer am authority. You got to ask your dad for everything, and now he has to ask his father for everything. And I'm very good at following through whatever orders. I'm actually really good at taking orders. So like whatever his dad says is what I do. And if he wants me to change it, it's like you need to negotiate that with your dad. And and my life has gotten so much more peaceful. Like I don't have that anger as much. So I am able to handle it a little, but I do find myself.
Let the father handle it. He'll be fine.
Okay, good.
All right. Kids know how, what I know about kids, they know how to manipulate the mothers, and they know how to manipulate fathers who have the mother's nature. They know how to do it. They read you. It's like they can tell what to do to make you give them or let them do what they want. It's so weird. But with a real father, a real man who is not a woman, they can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
And then they end up appreciating, in the long run, they appreciate that their father led them in the right way to go. So let the father handle it. Make sure you let him know that if they don't do it, I'm gonna let your father know. All right? And as soon as the father get home, let him handle it.
Okay.
But when the father leaves, don't say, "Oh, you don't have to do it."
No, I don't.
Tell your daddy he's so mean.
No, I've
Don't
to
feel
me,
sorry for him.
No, I don't. Like I said, I'm really good with following orders because now his dad can say no in a second. For me, like it's hard for me to say no, and I know that, and so I recognize I'm weak, and that's not my role to have that position to.
That's right. Boys and girls know how to manipulate their mothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why even at 3 years old, you should really turn them over to the father, because they no longer need that mother's love, that kind of stuff. They really need a perfect father to just guide them in the right way to go and correct them when they're wrong, because the father will not be emotional about it. All right, so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, right here. Did I see your hand? Okay.
2 quick questions. One, my younger brother is 17, almost 18 in September, and he lives with my mom. And my mom has told him several times, when you're 18, you're out of here.
Good.
But I don't think he's taking it seriously. Like, I think he doesn't think she's going to follow through.
Why? Why do you think?
Because he's made, like, he's in high school now, but he's made no effort to, like, get a job or save money or make any plans whatsoever. And I know you say not to plan, to just do what's in front of you.
Right.
But I mean, he's not even, he's just like putting it in the back of his head. And he has until September, and I'm just wondering.
But what is it about his mother that would believe that she's not going to really do it? Why would he believe that?
It's not about her, because she did it with me.
Oh, well, she's going to throw him out. If he's not ready, she'll throw him out and he'll just suffer.
And I was just going to ask, as a sister, is there anything I should do, or should I just?
Yeah, stay out of the way.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
Okay.
And let him suffer.
Okay.
Because he got to go. And he got to sink or swim.
Right.
All right? And Satan said, oh, he's going to die. He'll end up on Skid Row. He might be hungry. Let it happen. All right?
Okay. And then the second question I had is, I'm a manager at where I work.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. And she's black.
And only 21.
And 21.
So, yeah.
Yes.
But I have employees that are like twice my age or like, yeah, a lot older than me. And I feel like a lot of them don't take me seriously because of my age.
Right.
How do I like show, I guess, authority, or like how do I get them to take me seriously without going on like
treat
a power
them
trip?
the way that you would want to be treated as an employee. And if you treat them like that, you can't go wrong. If you give them instructions and they don't do it, write them up, whatever the next step would be. But just treat them the way you like to be treated.
I do. Like
yeah.
I'm not a.
And if
a
they don't,
mean-
if they don't like it, it's on them. They should have done the right thing. But
It's not
treat
that
them
they
all
don't-
the same.
It's not that they don't like how I treat them, but when I like ask them to do something, they kind of just like,
Well, don't worry. That's their problem, not yours.
okay.
Yeah, that's on them. It has nothing to do with you. And it'll be fine. Well, congratulations for being a boss.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
It happened like literally as soon as I broke up with my ex too.
Oh.
Like everything just started
Yeah.
going the right way.
Do it right. You can't
Yeah.
help but go right. Mark, did you have your hand?
That was a while ago.
Oh, it passed too? Okay. Yes, sir. Then I gotta ask this question as soon as. Oh, you have a question back in the back. Okay. Yes.
Jesse, television affected me a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I think it's affecting all of us in my generation and after.
Right.
And I was wondering if you had TV when you were a kid.
Yeah, but we had good stuff on TV.
Yeah.
We had Gunsmoke and other cowboy shows and
Yeah.
Ozzy and Harriet, and we had decent stuff on. We didn't have what they have on now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't let my kids watch TV right now. I'll let them watching some kids show that's really legitimate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bad. So,
Yeah, it's gotten real bad.
Yeah.
I think about it sometimes, like in your program, we notice there's just so many of us that are just like way off track.
Yeah.
Beta males and all that.
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, it affects our minds and our culture
Well,
a
that
lot.
does affect you, but it's come from not having perfect parents.
Yeah.
Because if you had perfect parents, you would be into the wrong things when you grow up. And if you got into the wrong thing, you'll get over it. You'll stop it right away because those values would be there. But your parents didn't set good examples for you. That's why it's like that.
Why do you think so many of us had such imperfect parents? Like, why were our parents off like that?
That order wasn't working well in their parents. So it goes from generation, and I'm going to read something for you. Okay. It's passed down from generation to generation. That's why I'm telling G that he got to do it right if he wants a right outcome. Yeah. Because whatever he is what his kids are going to become.
Yeah.
And if he's doing it wrong, they're going to suffer even greater than what he's suffering. And especially knowing the truth, too. He know the truth.
Yeah.
And even if you don't admit you know the truth, when you do it wrong, it goes on from generation to generation to generation. And that's what happened to the black community. They haven't stopped the lack of order in the black community. They haven't decided, well, we're going to go back to the marriage thing. The father is the head of the family. We're going to do it right. If they did it right, the curse would be over just like that. But they won't do it. Majority won't. And the kids are suffering even greater for it. So just forgive your parents and do it right. Have faith. You can't go wrong. Because God will bless you. He'll start it with you. Yeah. No matter what happened in the past, it doesn't exist anymore once you forgive. So don't worry about it. All right. Yes, sir.
I wanted to touch up on the part where you were like, why are men so afraid to grow up? Like how, what I feel is that mostly.
Another thing I noticed too, when I was 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever age, even at this age, I would never take a woman home and sleep with her in my parents' house. That's too embarrassing. You know, I wouldn't. It's a lack of respect, but I wouldn't want my parents to know I'm having sex out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, they do it at home or anywhere. And the parents are like, oh, yeah, hey, Mom, this is my girlfriend. Come on in, child.
Yeah, hookup culture is crazy. But all I was going to say is The reason men are like so afraid to grow up is because, especially like by where I live up, you know, the ghetto, there's a lot of betas around.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm gonna grow up to be a beta. I've been raised as a beta, so I'm gonna be a beta, you know. And they don't see any way of overcoming that chain. And they're like, I don't wanna grow up into a beta, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause
Plus,
there's
they don't have, like your father wasn't a good example for you.
Or even like your neighbor,
Your grandfather or the man next door. Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of like, oh, my neighbor's cheating on his wife, and then like
Yeah.
this and that, you know, some guys coming in and out of the house, and then you're like, well, I don't want to be like that, but like, you've been raised into that.
I understand that. It's that influence that you see. But you can overcome it and start a new generation. That's why God said, get married and take your family way away and start your own family. Because that's your family now, not necessarily your father, your mother, the folks you leave behind. You're starting your own family, you start it the right way.
And what worries me a lot is that a lot of people, they don't even know there is a right way. You know, a lot
Right.
of people, they're like, oh, well, this is the right way.
Yeah.
They see that, like, what they see is happening. Like, oh, my father has a lot of money. You know, he seems happy, but then he's cheating on his wife. You know, but
Yeah, I know
they
what you
think
mean,
that's the
man.
right way.
Yeah.
So I might as well do the same thing.
That's why as we all wake up, we got to become examples for others to see
Exactly.
the right way to go. Not preach to them or not judge them and all that kind of stuff, but just be that example. And some of them, they want to know the right way, they just haven't heard the right way or seen it, and they will come around. And those are the ones that God is trying to reach. And those who won't accept the right way, let them suffer and die. That way they'll be out the way. You know what I'm saying? It won't mess up your life. Yes, ma'am.
We have a couple friends that are homosexual, and they live in Palm Springs, and they have invited us to stay with them a few times at their house, and we have gone.
Stayed?
Well, this is before we were waking up. We did. We went and we stayed at their house,
Amazing.
and they're married, and we never said anything. I mean, because back then we were not awake and we did not think like we think right now.
So when you were in that father state, you didn't know that homosexuality was wrong?
I did know that it was wrong, but I was in a fallen state, and I just thought in a liberal way, let's not judge them or let's not hurt their feelings. So my question to you is now, if we were to get invited to go to their house again and stay with them, do we go and hang out with them like we used to and pretend like everything's fine, or are we supposed to say something and let them know, look, we don't agree with the way that you live or your lifestyle?
What do you think?
See, it goes back to like, we don't want to hurt their feelings.
But you're awake now, right?
I know, I know.
So what do you think now that you can see?
See, it would be mind-blowing to them if they invite us and we say, sorry, we can't come because we don't agree with you guys being
So what now?
homosexual. If they invite us and we say, sorry, we cannot come and stay with you because you guys are homosexual and we don't agree with your lifestyle, it would truly be mind-blowing to them. And they would say, wow, you guys are judging us.
Right.
They would probably not want to ever talk to us again, I think.
And?
Yeah, so I guess I'm answering my own question. Then that means that there can't be our friends.
Do you love them enough to be honest with them? And you're right, you shouldn't hate them.
Right.
But do you love them enough to be honest with them?
Yeah, I can. Yes, I can be
Which
honest
is more
with them.
important, to be honest with them or to fake friendship?
To be honest with them.
Yeah, so you know what to do then.
Yeah.
What would your husband say? Is he here today? Oh, there he is. You want to go back down there and stay all night with the homosexuals?
We've gone there 4 times. They've got a beautiful
Four times? You want to
in 20 years. They've got a beautiful little guest house away from their home. We go there. We've had by the way, one's really old and one's really younger, and there's no
Do
sex.
you want to
They're
go
just
back and stay? Would you go back and stay again?
I'd go and swim in the pool if I was hot.
Would you go back and stay again?
Yeah, at this point right now, yeah, it doesn't bother me. It's a beautiful room.
So
hardly see
you're
them.
unwilling to give up your ego feelings, fulfillments, and stand for what is right? Because if you go, you're telling them the lifestyle is fine. Be husbands and all that kind of stuff. You're proving wrong. You're validating wrongdoing.
Well, they're not really in our lives that much, so it's not that.
They're not what?
They're not really in our lives. We hardly ever see them. I don't even know why this is brought up.
You don't know why she brought it up?
No, I have no idea why she brought it up.
Oh, no wonder you asked me about it. Because she don't know if she should go back down there and validate the lifestyle or not. In the fallen state, she couldn't help it, but now she want to know what to do. And so if she had asked you that question at home, what would you say?
If you don't want to go, don't go. If
That's
it's something, if
amazing.
we're passing
Isn't that
by and they're
amazing?
having a party, I mean, we don't really go anyway. I don't even know why it's that important to her.
But you've been 4 times already, and you're ready to go back and stay in that back house. Do you see that you're validating that what they're doing
It's
outwardly
too late
like
for them
that?
to change. They can't do anything about it.
I'm sorry?
They can't do anything about it. It's too late for them.
No, it's not too late. You can't make
For
that
them?
decision. You can't. You don't know when a person can wake up or not. That's up to God.
Yeah. It's okay if I never see them again. It's okay with me.
No, but you would go if you had not had this conversation, right?
Well, I'm starting. Yeah. I'm starting to change my mind because it's not that important. It's not that important to me. I got other things to worry about.
But do you love them enough to be honest with them, but not
I was
judge them?
honest from the beginning. I have been honest.
About what?
About that it's not right, and if that's the way you want to live, that's your decision. Like you say, you can't change people, right?
But if you say it's not right, why would you go and live with them as though it's normal?
Well, you brush it aside because it doesn't affect your life.
That's what's wrong with society today. We're going along with wrongdoing.
Well, there's other aggressive gay behavior and other things that I speak up about, and I tell people, but they're not really affecting my life. You know,
That's amazing. How about their life, though? Somebody, it may not be for
Their life's
you,
not
it may be
happy.
for them.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't seen it, no one stood up. First of all, you're not judging them, but you're not going along with it. How about their life? It's not just about your life.
I've spoken up to them.
But you're like, okay, y'all gay, come on, let's eat some gay cake.
We never ate gay cake with them.
That is, so what is it like to hear your husband speak that way?
Oh, boy.
Well, it's
You turn it all red.
I don't know what to say. I wish that he knew that we have to take a stand.
Yeah.
And taking a stand means to make those kind of decisions and just say the truth.
That's right.
Without any resentment, just to literally just say to them,
If you-
sorry guys, we don't agree with the way that you guys are living in your lifestyle.
That's
and
right.
We can't come and spend time with you. And I know that that would devastate them because they would feel like we're judging them and we're being hateful.
But that's up to them.
But exactly.
They don't care how you feel. They're formed in the fact 2 men are married, they're so-called married, and they're calling each other my husband and all that.
Yeah.
They know that you know that's wrong. They
Yeah.
don't care how you feel about it. Why would you care how they felt about what's right?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah. And they even invited us. One of the times that we went there, they invited us because Palm Springs is very gay. And
Palm Springs is gay?
Yeah, Palm Springs.
The city is gay?
Yeah.
Trees are gay in Palm Springs.
It's like the gay hub. And so they have a gay.
I've never seen a gay city.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There is a gay restaurant where they usually go every afternoon and they hang out with all the gays.
And you guys go to the gay
they
restaurant
invited
too?
us and we went.
Restaurant. It's mixed. Stop. It's not a gay restaurant.
Amazing.
The food's gay. I ate fish. The salmon was gay. It's a piece of fish.
Amazing. And y'all ate at the gay restaurant, so you ate gay cake.
We did. We ate gay cake.
You have had gay cake. Amazing. Well, I'm sorry that your husband's not strong enough, but don't resent him.
Oh my God. Oh my. Jesse, when was the last time we went? I rest my case.
You know, it's been a long time, but I'm just saying it's come to my mind because there are people around us that are homosexual and that we've never spoken up and said that we don't agree with. But now because we're awake, I think that it's our duty to say something.
Yeah.
And that's why it was
Especially
brought
if
up.
they're trying to impose it on you, or they flaunt it as though they in your face that is right. You have a right to say, no, I don't agree with this. You're not supposed to agree with evil. You're just not supposed to hate it because you become like what you hate. But you don't have to. I don't know why the Christians are afraid to say, I don't agree with this. It's not the person, but it's the spirit that's in the person that you're rejecting.
And not saying anything and just going along with it is accepting it.
Right. That's right. Absolutely. And you will suffer for that too. Really will. Amazing. Let me take the young man way in the back first, and then I come here and here, and here, and here, and there, and yonder, and yonder. Yes, sir, way in the back. This your first time here?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I see if I answer this question, I'll piss my wife and my daughter off.
Amazing. Piss them off.
Thank you. You gave me the strength to ask the question. See, you got to understand, I worked in corporate America for a number of years, and I used to work for Pacific Bell before they got bought.
I'm sorry, what's your first name?
It's Richard.
Okay, welcome, Richard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And there, it was a very liberal culture, corporate, everybody has to be treated equally and blah, 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 blah. So it wasn't that people flaunted it, but it was that people were who they were, and they were allowed to be that. And I had a guy who was I respect him because he was a very good salesperson, and I was also in sales. And he got married, gay guy, got married.
To another man?
To another man.
Amazing.
And I did not go to the wedding because I didn't agree with his lifestyle.
Right.
And my wife wasn't going anyway.
Right on.
So, but it's funny because I had an uncle who was also gay. And I got a nephew now who is gay, and it's kind of tripped me out a little bit.
Everybody coming gay, because you won't say nothing.
But see, it's not that. It's something that I've always been I grew up in Detroit, and I realized I was very homophobic.
What does it mean to be homophobic? What does it mean?
Not like gay people because it makes you feel uncomfortable.
But
I'm
you're
scared
not
the guy might
supposed
hit
to
on me.
resent them, but don't accept it as a norm.
Oh, okay. But this is the thing. I think for some people, honestly, from my heart, I've prayed on this many a time. I've just come to the conclusion that if God didn't like gays, why he makes so many of them?
You think God made gays?
Yes, I do.
Go back in your prayer closet. God didn't make gays. He made the person, but he didn't make the spirit that lives in them.
Yeah, but the spirit that lives in them is them. So
no.
They're born that way.
No.
So if they're born that way and they are gay, my attitude is like, let them be gay. They're gay. Okay, fine.
But why would God
It doesn't affect me.
I'm sorry?
It doesn't affect me. If I'm straight or gay or wherever I am who I am.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
But how about them, though? They're lost. They need you to be that example so they can see the right way to overcome
it. I be me. And if at the same time, I'm not supposed to be out here fornicating with every cute girl I see.
Are you doing that?
No, now I'm married.
Oh.
But before, well.
Your wife is like, yeah, I want to know.
So, I mean, and the whole time that I was fornicating, I was still looking for that right person. And I realized, and I just had to come to the conclusion and say, hey, you can't sleep with everybody. You're not supposed to.
You found a woman, you didn't find a man.
No, I didn't. That's right. That's right. Because I wasn't attracted to men like that.
Right.
But I've seen guys that are attracted to other guys. They're just,
amazing.
That's the way they're made. I don't judge it anymore.
Let me ask your wife a question. Give her the mic for me. What's your first name, wife?
Keita.
Are you surprised your husband think God made gay people? Made that spirit homosexual?
That's a good question. Am I surprised?
Yeah.
Well, I've been married to him for a while, so no.
Oh, you're not surprised by anything, right?
I'm saying I'm surprised that any person thinks that way,
Yeah.
but I continue to pray for him.
So, what is it like being married to a straight guy that think homosexuality is okay from God? And especially being a Christian.
Well, particularly because he, as he said, he initially was homophobic, and particularly coming from Detroit.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's
but
been
you
a
accept what you hate.
No, I accept.
That's what happens is when you have, like, if you see them but don't, so-called homophobe means don't hate them, you would never accept it as a right. But the fact that you resent it or resented it in the past, now you're attracted to what you hate, meaning that you accept what you hate. That's the problem.
No, I see
That's why God said, don't hate. Don't hate it.
I've become accepting because that's who they are.
But you're not doing them
Life experience has taught me that these people are who they are.
That's
You know?
amazing.
Now, there's some people out here who I think choose gay because, oh, it's stylish, like this kid.
That's happening too, yeah, because it's being imposed
it's
on them.
the cool thing.
Yeah.
And, ooh, RuPaul and all this other stuff.
Right.
Gay, it's like, you know. But people who genuinely are, who then marry, because I had known of married couples, even in Detroit, when I used to sell knife products. My aunt sent me to a couple who were gay and married. I'd never seen that. I was like, whoa, I was shocked. But they loved each other. Was one a woman and one kind of acted like the man? Yeah. You know, they were playing their roles, but it was them. And so I didn't necessarily want to hang out with them or go out to their parties or whatever else they were going to do.
Yeah.
But it didn't scare me anymore. It just didn't scare me.
Because you have accepted it as normal.
Yeah, because that's what they
When
were.
you accept evil as normal, you're no longer afraid of it.
Yeah.
But when you don't judge it, you won't have that fear, and you won't accept, and you won't hate it. Then you can see how to deal with it. They have seduced you into their world, and that's not good for you. And you're not showing them love by accepting it, because as a son of God, you're supposed to be an example of how to overcome. But if you're accepting it, you're no good to them. They're going to stay in that hellhole because you're not.
But if they're not hurting anybody.
But they're hurting themselves. Satan is stealing their souls.
So they can't be moral people if they're gay.
Not when they accept the wrong as a right. Because morality comes from God.
We even got
And
a
they're
gay
not-
Christian church out here, so I don't know if I can agree with you, brother.
Okay, I understand.
You know.
But you should have compassion for them to be not accept a wrong. If your child do wrong and they keep doing it over and over, you want to accept that as a right?
No.
Right, same way with them. And you have to love them in the same manner you love your own kids. You want what's right for them, so you try to point the right way for your kids. Likewise, for those who are lost, we have a responsibility, if we return to God, to set that example, be honest with them, but don't hate them.
But don't you set the example by the lifestyle that you choose to lead?
Right, but if you're accepting them, you're leading the wrong lifestyle. Yeah. Let me take right here.
So I live in San Francisco.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of horrible. But I go to a school where it's like a safe space, like my brother said. Like if you say anything bad about like gays or anything like racially, just even remotely just racially wrong, like you can get suspended or expelled or anything like that. And almost all, I think I'm the only person I can think of out of my like all my friends that I have there that is like completely straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're coming for you next.
I like in my English class, the guy who sits in front of me is bi, and the guy who sits next to me is gay, and then the girl who sits behind me is pan, and then the girl, like the rest of them are either one of them is gender fluid. So like, and at my work, this is the best part. The two people that I work with, they're in an open poly relationship. So both of them are pan, so they can both hook up with anyone that they want, but they're still together. But when they flirt with other people, they're like flirting together, and they can like date people, like
Wow.
multiple people. So
I would recommend you hurry up and move out of San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna fall into the ocean soon.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. You know, like, but thing is, if I were to like do as you say and just like be honest with them and love them or whatever, I would like have no friends because like all my friends are like that. But and also I was gonna ask this earlier, but I'm 17. I'm about to turn 18. Does that mean that I move out like of my house and like? Yeah, I don't really know. I want to move out of there, but just like.
Again, it's best for boys to move out because they need to grow up and become men. Yeah. Normally, in the good old days, the girl would wait until she's about to get married before she moved.
There's no straight guys
But
around.
now you're not living in San Francisco. You don't have a chance.
Yeah.
So you may have to move.
Yeah. So, but as I was talking about earlier, I'm thinking about like maybe going to college, which I don't think I should do now because I don't really want to do that.
Yeah. Wait until you're ready.
But then I would have to stay at home. There's no chance of me getting like picked up by a man and like get married and stuff. So I would just
But
be
you
at
can
home.
move. I mean, be safe, but you can move out, get yourself a job, get your apartment in a safe area, a safe space, and then move out. But make sure you live right, don't hate, do the right thing, and God will take care of you.
But that's what I'm doing. I'm just like minding my own business. I'm still friends with all of them because I don't want to be a loner at school.
Right.
But then I'm kind of like, as they're saying, I'm kind of accepting it. Like I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just
Well,
kind of
as long as you don't hate them for what they are, and you're not going along with it by agreeing with them, you'll be fine. You can pretend that you're there, you know, but just don't hate them for what they are. They can't help it. Then you won't be accepting it, and you won't have to worry.
Okay.
All right? That's a good one. I got to ask this question. Amazing question. This is such an amazing question. I want to ask a young man right here. Yeah, on the end. Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
No.
Why not?
Because there's even been scientific studies that show what light reflection and other illusions, and we can easily be tricked with our eyes.
And so you don't trust anything you see with your eyes?
I do have to trust some things, yes.
What do you trust that you see with your eyes?
I guess the things that I create, I have to trust that, like, you know, those things are real.
What do you create?
Words on a screen, sound, music.
Oh, I see.
Things like that. So
Okay.
unless I'm creating them, I have to doubt them, I think.
Christine, you trust, you trust what you see with your eyes? Your physical eyes?
Well, I mean, there's that old adage, don't believe anything that you see and only half of, don't believe what you hear and only half of what you see. But yeah, your eyes can deceive you. Just like as a quick example, sometimes like I'll draw my eyebrows on thinking that it's great. And then when I take a step back, I realize that either redo them or just look at people kind of like this all day. Otherwise, I'll look crazy. But that's a great question. I mean, because you want so badly to, right? You want so badly to believe what you see. But I don't know. I think you can easily not see. But if you're looking for something, it could be right in front of you and you don't see it, right? So sometimes that happens. So I don't know. I think maybe just always take a step back and, you know, kind of review things, right, as you think you see them. I'm not sure.
So do you trust what you see with your eyes?
I can't even see like past 5 feet, so like, no. I can barely see you right now.
That's because I'm black. He black. And I need some light on me. Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
No.
You don't trust what you see?
But, I mean, if you're just asking like a yes or no question, by and large, yes, but since there is some doubt there, I mean, obviously, no.
I can't have both answers, I just need one.
No.
Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
No.
You don't?
I'd like
you don't
to,
trust
but,
what you see?
I mean, I can barely see you.
Well, you can trust that, you can't see me. But I'm asking, do you trust what you see with your eyes?
I'm not qualified to answer this.
I'm sorry?
I'm not qualified to answer this. It seems like it should be so simple, but.
Oh Hold on.
I've only fallen down like 5 times this week.
You've fallen down
Like
5
you know,
times? Were you
yeah,
drunk?
by not seeing the.
You were drunk?
Well, maybe just twice, but like there's a pothole in front of me, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to hear what someone else has to say.
So you don't know if you trust what you see
If
with
I'm
your eyes?
unsure, then no.
You're not sure?
No.
Oh, okay. Let me ask the young man right behind you. Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
No,
And why not?
because I can be easily deceived if I'm, you know, to use your terminology, if I were in a fallen state, I'd be easily deceived. And pictures can lie. I do marketing for a living, so I know you can deceive people with marketing. So
Amazing.
that causes me not to.
Let me ask the young man behind you. Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
No.
You don't? Why not?
People lie.
People lie? Do you believe that what they said about Joe Biden? You heard that story?
No, I don't keep up with politics too much.
Oh. These women are accusing Joe Biden of being, what's that name? Creepy and inappropriate with women and all that. Do you trust what they're showing you about him and saying about him?
I would have to see to speak on it, but there's
Oh,
always
you're
two,
not into
there's always
politics,
two
right?
sides to every story.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't know. You're not into that.
Not at all.
Is this your first time here?
It is actually.
Oh, welcome. What's your first name?
Thank you, Ronald.
Any questions for me or anything?
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay. Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
Oh, there it is. So going to the Joe Biden comment, as soon as I first saw it, being conservative, I
Well, let
did.
me answer first. Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
No, I think I'm aligned with the gentleman who's from marketing, that things are perceived to us the way we want them to perceive. So if you want to believe fake news, you're going to believe fake news.
So, do you trust anything you see with your eyes?
I do. I think that sometimes we go on autopilot and we just believe what we want to believe. And when we
Who's
see
we?
it, we justify it.
Who's we?
Just people in general.
No,
I do.
I'm asking about you.
Yes.
Do you trust anything you see with your eyes?
Yes.
You
So
do?
I have. Just when you're going back to the Joe Biden thing that you were talking about, being conservative, I believed it because that would go along with my tribe, right? The conservatives, let's go after him, let's attack him. But when you kind of really start digging into it, you're
So
like,
when you
oh,
first,
it's not.
In the beginning, did you trust what they were saying about him to
I
be
did
true?
before I researched anything.
And why?
Because it coincides with what my values are, and I want the Democrats to be evil because I am conservative. So anything that's going to placate that without thinking, you just believe it.
What color is your husband, black or white?
Oh, he's white.
You trust that?
I hope so, yeah.
He's black.
He's pink.
He's a light-skinned black. No, I'm kidding. Yes, Joel. This is so interesting. I'm running out of time, but I got to do it real fast. I want to really hear what you have to say about this. Yes, Joel.
I don't think you should trust.
Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
I have, but I like to say no.
You want to lie?
I have before, but I like to say.
Oh, you don't trust it now?
I don't trust what
You
I
don't
see.
trust anything you see with your eyes?
No.
Okay.
I like to say I don't, but I don't know, because if you trust it, how do you know that you're trusting it if you don't know it to be wrong or right?
Okay.
Anyways, move on.
You smoke pot. No, Joel does not smoke pot. A dancer cannot
no.
smoke pot.
So there's this show where they have this lesbian, black lesbian.
Lesbian!
And they make her out to be the wise one of the show. So I think that's a perfect example of you shouldn't trust what you see, because if they're putting that out on the screen, the kids are just going to believe, oh, well, you can be a lesbian and wise.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. Did you believe that about Joe Biden because they said it? And then they were showing the videos at the same time?
I don't see it as creepy. I didn't see it as creepy. I just think that he's overly affectionate, but I never thought pedo pedophile, sexual harassment. That was never a thought.
Amazing. This young man had his hand. You trust what you see with your eyes? Hold on for a minute. Go ahead. Take the mic.
Yeah.
You do? And why?
Because I've heard you say that all thoughts are lies.
Right.
And if you thought, how do I explain it? Like if you see something in mid-sequence, and you could think that you're being perceived or deceived, but then that's a lie itself. So you should just, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, to answer your question.
Oh, you do? Okay. Mark, did you have your hand? You trust what you see with your eyes?
Yes, I do.
Is there a problem with the mic, Bill?
Yes, I do.
You trust what you see with your eyes?
Yes, sir.
And why?
Because what I see with my eyes is unbiased. It's my mind.
Unbiased?
Yes, it's my mind that does the bias. So like for Joe Biden, I don't know why the word inappropriate is newsworthy. It's just kind of weird to me. It'd be like if you were wearing red shoes right now.
Let me just say this. Joe Biden was the vice president to Obama, and now he's a Democrat, and he's considering running for president, they say. And when they realized that he was going to run or might run, there was a woman who came out of 5 years ago, 10 years, and accused him of sexual misconduct or being creepy or he deal with kids in the wrong way or sexual way or whatever they're saying, right? And then a lot of people are believing that. And I just want to know why. That's what I'm asking about. Do you trust what you see with the eyes? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just like what the young lady was saying from San Francisco, that if you say anything remotely, like if you say black person on like university, they'll just call you a racist.
Did you believe that about Joe Biden?
I think I'm slightly guilty, like Haiti, like, oh, okay, yeah, one for our side, you know, I'm in this like culture war. And then like early morning on Friday, on Monday morning when you started talking, like immediately I was right on. I was like, man, the devil got me, you know what I mean? And then like the whole week I was waiting for people to agree with you. And everyone was like saying, no, why are you defending Joe Biden and stuff like that? And I couldn't believe it. And I think it's really obvious, and conservatives look bad right now. They look like...
So why you trust what you see with your eyes, but you don't trust your thoughts?
Correct. So like if someone were to say like Jesse did X, right? You beat up Jeremiah, right? And I'd be like, no, he didn't.
I beat him up. I drug him across the lawn.
That I would believe.
Yeah.
No, but if I saw you do that, I'd be like, no, I saw him do it. I saw him do it. I believe that. I watched him do that with my eyes.
Amazing. Let me take this, young man. You had your hand. Yes, sir. Hold, right here real fast. Then I got to wind down. I'll take your deed.
So I agree with the last statement.
You trust what you see with your eyes?
Yes.
And why?
When I'm driving down the street and I see it's a red light, I'm going to have to trust that it means stop.
But some people think the light is red when it's really green. Or think it's green when it's red. Like, oh my God,
there's people that are colorblind that might not see the color.
No, not even colorblind.
I think it's what we see is objectively one of our five senses, but it's the conclusions we draw from that that makes people have the wrong impressions of just what they're seeing. Like for instance, with the Joe Biden scene, like we only see one square image.
Right.
We don't know what's happening before that happened. We don't know what happened after it. We don't know what was said. So yes, we actually see that, and we could trust with our senses what is going on, but the conclusions from that is something we need more information on. We cannot just only go off of what we see.
So when you heard those things about Joe and they were showing the videos to prove what they were saying, did you believe it at any point?
I didn't believe what the women are saying because I can only go off of just the images that were shown.
Right.
And the one thing that you harp on that I totally buy, why wouldn't they say anything at that moment?
Yeah.
Because if it was serious, then we can't really make that decision off just one picture frame.
Right.
Just like the marketing gentleman says, it could be manipulated. It could be framed to only give us,
Right.
make
Did
us
you-
see only part of it.
Did you ever see him as creepy?
In my opinion, I can consider it creepy only because that's not how I would behave around women.
So you saw Joe Biden as creepy?
Yeah.
You did? And did you see him that way because they introduced creepy to you, or did you see it for yourself first?
It's hard to decide. I think part of it was that I was maybe buying into some of the conservative memes,
Yeah.
and just Creepy Joe was kind of just
Right.
in the ether, and maybe that all kind of bought into, like, I was just my mind was being deceptive of what I was actually seeing.
Yes.
But I would never go out and say like he was like a predator or anything.
Have you ever called him creepy to someone else?
Honestly, yes.
You have, right? And you never met him,
No.
and you don't know, you weren't there when he was hugging the women or any of that stuff, but yet you call him creepy to other people because the media and the people who accuse him called him that, right?
Right.
Is
And
that fair to Joe?
I don't think that's fair right
Yeah.
now. Just after this like whole week of people talking about it and it being more of in the discussion, I don't think that was really fair assessment on my part.
Yeah.
Because I was really just going off of what I was seeing.
Right on. Okay.
What do you think about Trump posting that video on Twitter? I don't know. He posted like a similar Creepy Joe meme thing.
I'm gonna answer that in a minute. That's a really good question because I did see that video.
We had kind of been going back and forth about this all weekend.
Okay. I got to take right here first, and then I got to wind it down because I'm sorry I'm running out of time here. And I'll be yelled at by the staff. See how mean they looking right now? Creepy. Even my bodyguard about to jump on me. Yes.
So I don't trust what I see with my physical eyes, because I'll give you an example. There's a gym I go to, and there's a guy who sometimes works out there, and she dated that guy before me, right?
How did you find that out?
She told me.
Ooh.
But anyway, there's a picture at that gym, and for a whole year, I would think it was that guy on that picture. And then, the devil started working, and all of a sudden I'm mad at her for no reason. She don't even know why.
Yeah.
And then, like a year later, I look, and it's my friend on the picture. It's not even the guy.
Amazing.
So I don't trust the physical eyes, but I do trust when I can see, like, with clear eyes, like when you're talking to me, and I do see him wrong.
Yeah.
And I do see, like, I didn't go to hell to bring, I'm dragging her into hell with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
I trust those eyes.
That's a very good
Because
point,
that's
man.
what, that's God showing me. That's
Yeah.
why I trust it.
Well, I'm glad you straightened the hell thing out before y'all left here.
Yeah.
Because she was going to sing you to hell tonight. Let me yes, Frankie, real fast. And nobody else raise your hand. I got to stop. Oh, I'll be yelled at. Creepy staff.
I know some blind people. I know some people who were physically blind, for years. And I've heard some people that were blind. I've heard some people that were seeing and they gone blind. And they were offered the miracle of having their sight back. And they refused. They said they don't want their sight back. And these are fully functional people, professionals.
Do you trust what you see with your eyes?
I don't.
Did you call Joe creepy at any time?
Never.
You never call him creepy?
Never.
He lying.
He's the kind of
No,
guy
I'm
you can
kidding.
have a drink with, He's
You have
a regular
drink
guy.
with Joe?
Huh?
You said you'll have a drink with him?
I'd have a drink.
Well, no wonder you didn't call him creepy. Is he going to be paying for it? Let me say this because of time, y'all. I'm totally out of time, but let me just say, about the Trump thing, I saw that. I still didn't believe it about Joe.
Right.
But Trump using that to get votes. That's what that's for. He's using it. Never, ever, ever, never, 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 ever, ever, never, ever trust what you see with your eyes. Don't trust your eyes and don't trust what you hear. All right? Number one, if you pay attention, you're going to see that when you see certain things with your eyes, you're being influenced by the voice of Satan about it. He's making the decision, making you believe that you're seeing what you're seeing with your physical eyes. And you cannot even be around. We haven't been around Joe Biden. We don't know anything about Joe Biden. But the ones who are against him are presenting him in a way where make you judge him and go against him based on what they show you. And I don't agree with Joe about politics at all. I would never vote for him and all that. But it's not right. And God said we should treat people, don't do unto others that you would not have them do unto you. And as you judge Joe Biden based on what someone else is showing you, it will come back on you because that's what you're putting out. And you can't trust your eyes because Satan controls your eyes. He makes you see what you need to see to stay in a fallen state, to judge your fellow man. I know women, especially women who have told me this. I don't know if any men have said it, but they could be walking across the road and the traffic stop, and then people just looking at them to make sure they're crossed before they take off, and they think that the person is thinking negatively of them. Oh, they think I'm ugly, they think I'm fat, and they believe it. And so they look at this person and they see something that's not happening. You cannot trust what you see and never trust what you hear. Always wait and see for yourself because people can tell you lies about other people, and if you don't know it for yourself, you can judge that person and get angry at them or go and tell someone else about it. You ruin their reputation. And then you find out later that, oh, it didn't happen. You finally ask the person, they're like, no, that didn't happen. What are you talking about? But you've gone around and spread a rumor about someone else and ruined their reputation. How are they going to put it back together again? It's like throwing feathers up in the air from a pillow, and now you find out it wasn't true. How do you gather that back, you know? So we got to be in the world, but not of the world. And the world don't like us. They just want us for votes and to use us. They don't care about us. And they don't mind lying to you and giving you all kind of imagery to control you, to get you believe into a lie. Don't trust what you can see with your physical eye. Don't doubt it either. Just let it pass by. Have no opinion about it until you know for yourself. Satan's mind don't want you to accept you don't know. It want to make you believe something. And it's always lies. How many times someone had asked you about something and you had no clue about it, but you just make up a lie? Act like you're smart. Act like you know, right? If I'm traveling around and I'm lost on the street for some reason, I need to know where another street, I stop and ask someone. And rather than that person saying, oh, I don't know, they start looking around in their head and they give you the wrong direction. Because they can't say, I don't know. Because Satan won't let you say, the ego won't let you admit you don't know. So I want you to pay attention to that. You can't trust your eyes. And when I saw the president, the Great White Hope, run that same video, I still didn't go against Joe. I saw that he was running that to get the votes, to encourage the people to vote for him. It didn't make me judge Joe Biden at all. But you got to be careful what you're doing, folks. It's a spiritual battle, and what you put out will come back on you. That's why God said, judge not lest you be judged. You will be judged. Somebody's going to judge you. But if you don't, if they should judge you, it won't bother you. You get past it. So be aware of what the world is doing. The world is setting you up to fail in life. The reason so many people having sex before marriage and living together, they believe the lies of the world. Oh, it's okay to have sex before marriage. It's okay to have an abortion. It's okay to live together before marriage. It's just love. And it's not love, it's just sex. That's why it doesn't work. All right? So be aware. Don't trust what you see with your eyes. Even with the kids, I heard on the hate report. Y'all know who the hate report is, right? That's James, the baddest white man in this side of heaven. Come let them see you, James. They can't see you back there. That's a hate report right there. And somebody called in and said, well, what about the kids? I see it. I saw it in my own eye with the kids. You didn't see it. You just saw a video of it, right? And kids don't like for people to pat them on the head or kiss them on the cheek anyway. They go, oh, stop. They don't even like for their parents to do it. Just because a kid is reacting to someone pat them on the head or kiss on the cheek, that doesn't mean molestation or that you're being wrong. In the good old days, even when we went to church and you took your child to church, the old people like, hey, that's your baby? How you doing, baby? Oh, you're so cute. And the kid like, ah. Now, if we were like most people are today, we saw that, we'd be calling it molestation. Oh, that's weird what they're doing. The kids just don't like it. They don't even like, at a certain age, they don't like for the parents to be kissing them and stuff. Have you noticed that? But they'll call that molestation nowadays, especially if a man is doing it. I'm telling you, the devil is busy. Don't ever believe anything that he tells you. He's lie about everything. Every thought is a lie. That's why God said, bring your thoughts into captivity. They all lies about everything. And don't believe another person just because they said it. If you don't see it for yourself, just let it pass. It's okay not to know. And he will reveal it to you if it's meant for you to know. All right? Last comment, Ernest, and then I got to end. Oh, hold on for the mic.
I think you answered it, but I was going to ask for a clarification. I think what you're saying is basically to get confirmation, right?
To what?
To get confirmation. In other words, you could see something. I could see someone robbing a bank. I could see, hear them planning to do it, right? That could be enough evidence to say, hey, that person did it.
If you are a witness to it,
right,
then you know for yourself. But if it's hearsay, you don't know.
But I thought you said don't believe what you hear and see.
Right, meaning that don't believe, like, even if Satan tells you something about something you're witnessing, don't believe what he's telling you about it. Wait and see.
Gotcha, okay.
Don't make up stuff.
I got you.
Yeah, because Satan get involved in everything, all right? You could have to go to the toilet, and you're thinking, oh, I could wait 10 minutes. He's like, no, you need to go now. And all of a sudden, you feel like you got to go now. So now you're stopping at McDonald's. You got to stop at the coffee shop because you believe you had to go right now. He gets involved in everything. So I want you to be aware so you can doubt everything about him. Because he really gets involved in everything. Have you ever noticed that you had to pee, but it wasn't that bad? And the moment you start thinking about it, all of a sudden you can't hold it. Anybody ever done that? But if you didn't think about it, you can wait until you get home. But the moment you start believing that, oh, I gotta go now, it gets worse and worse, and you're ready to stop off at the side of the road. I'm serious. And if don't believe me, try it. Doubt every thought. Let it all pass. Never believe what you hear about other people and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be amazing what's gonna happen for you. It really will. All right? So doubt every thought. What do you want now, Ernest? Ernest is the PR guy. He'll be lying on me if I don't.
I understood what?
No, go ahead.
I thought I understood what you're saying, but I mean, okay, so if you see something, right?
Right.
I mean, there's a.
Oh, I know what the problem is.
Yeah.
You may Satan allow you to see something, but you don't know that person's heart. They may be thinking something else. And then you see them and accuse them, and they're like stunned because that's not what they were thinking or feeling. But once Satan convinces you, it's hard for that person to convince you that you were wrong.
So my question is, are you saying that we should get confirmation? For example, if I see someone
You're
look
talking
like
office word. I don't know what that means by
like
confirmation.
they're stealing something, right?
So you need to go to them and ask, are you stealing?
That's what I'm asking. That's what you're saying,
that won't
right?
hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Because otherwise, I mean, if you see something that looks blatantly wrong, I don't know that it's right to doubt what you see.
But you don't know what's wrong or right until it's revealed to you. Because you don't know another person, a man or woman's heart. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
But I could see their action. Like if
But you can't judge them by that.
But if I see that they're breaking a law, right, or they're taking something that doesn't belong to them, or you know what I mean? I know what you're saying about the confirmation. But
what do you mean by confirmation? Like go to them and ask?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's why God said when someone says things about you, and when that person come to you, whisper in your ear, Joel said you're a liar. Don't believe it. Like, okay, let's get Joel to prove it. Let's see why he said that, right? Don't just take that person's word about it. Go to the person. Okay, you said that this person said this. I'm going to go and get them and see if they said it. That's how you prove it. You mean that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not enough if you see something that looks wrong to just say doubt it. I think there's a missing element where you should get confirmation if that
When I
person.
say doubt it, just let it pass. Don't judge it as right or wrong.
But what if you
Don't
should?
like intentionally doubt it either. Just watch it.
Okay, what if you should take action? I mean, you'd be sitting there seeing something and like, oh, I'm going to doubt it. But it could be a situation where you actually
But
need to
you're
take
not supposed
action.
to be. What's wrong with you, boy?
Yeah,
you're making my job hard here.
it's a little bit unclear for me, but
But you're not supposed to be saying, okay, I doubt it either. Don't say that either. Just watch it. We are the observer. God is the creator. He's the light. And he will show you all things. He will let you see what's going on. So don't say to yourself, oh, that woman is choking that man, but I doubt what I see. No, don't do it that way either. Jesus made that point. When you doubt what you see with your physical eye, you're going to see clearly with your spiritual eye. It will be revealed because you trust in the light now. That what you mean?
I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to make sure there's no confusion, maybe for some other people. But
But
I
you're
get what
making
you're
it confusing.
saying. What's that?
You made it confused.
I don't know. Am I the only one that has that question? Yeah.
Other confused people get it. No, I'm messing with you. I can't take any more hands. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't, Frank. I'm out of time. But let me just say in closing, our battle is a spiritual battle, folks. It has nothing to do with color, nothing to do with the physical. And if you get to know yourself, he will, and you admit that you're wrong, he'll wake you up so you can see. A lot of people are asleep and don't know it. I didn't know I was asleep. I would read the Bible, going to church, doing all the things the preacher said, but still I was asleep and didn't know it, really. And so when you get to know yourself, pay attention, let those thoughts pass, just relax and let them go. You'll wake up and forgive. Go and forgive because you're not going to get into the kingdom of heaven within unless you forgive. Don't ask for forgiveness, but forgive, and God will forgive you. It's a whole different world when you wake up. Everything else around you is an illusion. It really is an illusion. But if you're in a fallen state, you don't know it. You just know you have a lot of problems, things are not working out, but it's because you live in an illusion. But when you come back into reality, and he will bring you back if he wants to, and you're going to see it's a whole different world. It really is. It'll blow your mind. And then you're going to start realizing how much deception you have believed in all your life. That you've been totally brainwashed. Some people are meant to do it, some didn't. They were just giving you what they knew. But you've been brainwashed all of your life and don't know it. And it's so sad because Christ came that we may be free. Everything was put back in order. Everything is normal. It's back in order, but you got to come back to the reality of that. You shouldn't be suffering the way you're suffering. God did not want you to suffer. That's why he sent his son. So he like, Jesus, go down there and help those poor people. They're all blind and cannot see. That's why Jesus wept, because he realized all the teaching he did, all the example he gave, people still couldn't see. Because the intellect makes you pick up what you hear to, and you start repeating it as though you see what's going on, and you really don't. So watch yourself. I recommend the silent prayer, silentprayer.video. Speak up but don't resent. And then have a wait and see attitude. Just wait and see. It'll work out. Like I was telling this young lady about school, you don't have to decide right now if you want to go to college or not. And just because the deadline is in May, another deadline will come at another time. And you will see what to do. So don't even get into it. Don't be confused like that. It'll be shown to you. All right? I think that's it, folks. I don't have a biblical question yet. I hope to have one by tomorrow morning. But thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget to donate to the nonprofit, to the church. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. So if you need counseling, we provide excellent counseling. We do it with all men and women, boys and girls around the world. We have T-shirts and all that good stuff there. Don't forget to do the silentprayer.video. And thank you all so much for tuning in. And thank you all for coming. This has been amazing. I hope this helped a little bit, all right? Thank you very much.